Let's move on to a much more simpler and easier member of the royal family to talk about. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor.
Oh yeah, that
there's
uncomplicated chap.
There's no drama there, is there?
Let's move on to one of the most controversial figures within the royal family, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. For decades, he occupied a visible, powerful position within the monarchy. Today, however, the narrative surrounding him is very different, and his recent visit to a modest farmhouse on the Sandringham Estate may have made that shift impossible to ignore.
Look, we've been up to what we believe is a place called Marsh Farm. It's at Sandringham. We've been looking at it this week, the last couple of days, and a lot of security fences are going up. A lot of work's being done on getting this house into shape for a former prince.
Andrew has now made his first recorded visit to the property, where he is expected to relocate after vacating Royal Lodge. According to multiple reports, that visit did not go smoothly. Several outlets claim he appeared visibly frustrated, unsettled, and deeply dissatisfied upon seeing the farmhouse for the first time. One source went so far as to describe his reaction as a tantrum. Whether that description is entirely accurate or somewhat dramatised, the broader pattern across coverage is clear. He was not pleased.
We think that it should be, or we're led to believe, that he should be out of or into his permanent home by Easter. However, he could be out of Royal Lodge and into a temporary place by the time of his birthday, his 66th birthday, next month. These photos of Marsh Farm, it's a ramshackle place. It's run down.
The reporting comes from The Mirror, The Daily Mail, Hello Magazine, and royal correspondents who have closely followed his gradual removal from royal prominence. Once again, Andrew finds himself portrayed as resistant, struggling to adjust to a dramatically altered position within the institution that once defined him. But to understand why this moment matters, we have to look beyond headlines and examine what this move truly represents.
Be happy there, Arthur.
Well, I mean, people describe the Sandringham Estate as not very nice, but I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, it's just tree lined. It's absolutely where that farm is. It's not on. It's over by the other side of the road. You know, it's not in the actual estate, but it's part of it.
Andrew travelled to the Sandringham Estate in Norfolk to inspect what is believed to be Marsh Farm, a 5-bedroom farmhouse situated several miles from the main Sandringham house. The property has reportedly been vacant for years and is undergoing significant renovation work in preparation for his arrival. During the visit, he is said to have reviewed construction progress, examined new security installations, and discussed interior details such as layouts, furnishings, and measurements. On paper, it looked like a straightforward property inspection, kind anyone might undertake before moving into a renovated home.
This house, Samara? It's a
No,
big old house
no
that's
way.
been put together. No?
He doesn't. He barely deserves to be put up anywhere, in my opinion. I mean, genuinely. I know you disagree with me, Arthur, but...
Well, listen, I'm not saying any more about it because people don't like me hearing this.
No.
And it's true. I mean,
No, I think you're just fair when it comes to Andrew, and I think you look at forgiveness and allowing people to move on, which is part of the debate, which is absolutely fine.
This is what I think the King wants as well. That's why he's doing this. He's bringing the...
But context changes everything. For over 20 years, Andrew resided at Royal Lodge, a sprawling 30-room mansion set within Windsor Great Park. The estate offered not only space and privacy, but also prestige. It placed him within close proximity to the ceremonial and operational heart of royal life. Royal Lodge was more than a residence. It symbolised continuity, authority, and senior royal status. Marsh Farm represents something very different. Though reportedly being upgraded with modern security systems, reinforced fencing, improved monitoring, broadband infrastructure and landscaping for privacy, it remains a 5-bedroom farmhouse. Even once fully refurbished, it cannot replicate the scale, grandeur or symbolic power of Royal Lodge. Some reports describe the property as modest, even pokey or ramshackle. Pest control vehicles were observed during renovations, leading to speculation about maintenance concerns. There have also been mentions of possible flooding risks linked to the surrounding countryside. While such challenges are not unusual during rural refurbishments, the optics surrounding these details have intensified public scrutiny. Objectively, the farmhouse may prove comfortable and secure. But for someone accustomed to a 30-room estate within Windsor Great Park, the transition is not merely practical, it is psychological. This is not simply downsizing, it is repositioning. Royal commentator Robert Jobson has suggested that Andrew appears reluctant to embrace the move quietly. Removal vans have reportedly been seen at Royal Lodge, indicating that preparations are firmly underway. He is expected to vacate the property before his upcoming birthday, formally returning the keys to the Crown Estate, a moment that carries undeniable symbolic weight. Until Marsh Farm is fully completed, Andrew is expected to stay at Wood Farm Cottage on the Sandringham Estate, a smaller residence previously used by Prince Philip during his retirement. Even this temporary arrangement underscores the broader narrative: a steady retreat from prominence toward a quieter, more peripheral existence. In recent years, Andrew's position within the monarchy has shifted dramatically. He was stripped of his remaining royal titles and military affiliations. Buckingham Palace emphasised serious lapses of judgment while expressing sympathy for victims and survivors of abuse. Andrew continues to deny allegations related to his association with Jeffrey Epstein. Nevertheless, his role as a senior working royal has effectively ended. Viewed in that light, the move to Marsh Farm is not just about housing logistics. It symbolises distance from Windsor, from London, and from the centre of royal life. It represents institutional containment as much as relocation. There is also a personal dimension to consider. Despite their divorce in 1996, Sarah Ferguson continued living alongside Andrew at Royal Lodge for years, maintaining what appeared to be a cooperative and stable domestic arrangement. Recent reporting suggests that this situation may now be evolving. Speculation about strain and emotional distance has grown, though firm details remain limited. Adding further complexity are recurring rumours that Andrew could eventually relocate abroad. Bahrain is frequently mentioned, owing to his long-standing connections in the region. If such a move were to materialise, Sandringham might serve only as a transitional stage rather than a permanent settlement. For now, however, Marsh Farm stands as the immediate reality. Standing before a smaller, renovated farmhouse, far removed from the grandeur of Royal Lodge, Andrew reportedly confronted the visible transformation of his circumstances. The scale is different, the setting is different, and the symbolism is unmistakable, whether descriptions of frustration are exaggerated or entirely accurate. One fact appears consistent across reports: this is not a transition he is embracing enthusiastically. It marks the definitive end of Royal Lodge as his home. More significantly, it marks the closing of a chapter in which he occupied a far more prominent position within the royal hierarchy. What happens next remains uncertain. Will he gradually adjust to a quieter life in Norfolk? Will speculation about relocation abroad intensify? Will his personal relationships shift further as this new chapter unfolds? The answers are not yet clear, but one conclusion is difficult to avoid. This chapter bears little resemblance to the one he once inhabited. The scale has changed, the visibility has changed, the influence has changed, and the central question remains: will Andrew fully accept this new reality, or continue searching for a path that restores some measure of relevance and standing? As events continue to unfold, the move to Marsh Farm may prove to be more than a simple relocation. It may stand as a defining symbol of how far circumstances can shift, even within the most historic of institutions. If you'd like to stay informed on the latest royal developments and unfolding stories, make sure you're subscribed.